I was born in Rochester, Texas, Haskell County, 1938, February the 14th, 1938. You wonder what a Valentine looks like? You're looking at one. We moved several times, of course, and I don't remember all the places, but we ended up in Cisco, probably around when I was 2 or 3 years old. We lived across the street from a Catholic church over there in Cisco, still there, Avenue F, 1107 Avenue F. That's where I got a hold of the dynamite cap. But I took that dynamite cap out in the alley. The old kitchen match was laying out there in the back alley. That's where I struck the match, stuck it down in that dynamite cap. My little brother was behind me, Bert, and my niece Nancy was standing to my right. She got a couple of pieces of the shrapnel. I think one on her neck, maybe one in her leg. And of course it blew me back over the little brother. And of course he was covered, just covered in blood. But I never heard the explosion. There was the concussion knocked me out before I ever heard it. Cisco had a man named Dr. Brown, and that's where they sewed the fingers up. And of course the shrapnel or off of the shell is what put the eye out. The older brother played a big part in me learning to play music. Of course, mother played the guitar, daddy played the fiddle, but me and the brother just older than I am. Of course, he wanted me to, after the fingers healed, he wanted me to play a dobro type guitar where it's like a lap steel where you play it with a bar.
And see, when he got that blown off, those fingers blown off with a dynamite cap when he's 6 years old, his dad and his brothers were musicians. And they figured he could hold a steel bar, so they got him an electric guitar for his lap. And they'd come in from work and he'd have his brother's standard guitar out. And they would chew him out good and say, "You'll never be able to play that. You might as well forget it. Now get back on that electric."
But the dobro didn't suit me, and it's getting now up into the 50s. And of course, in the 50s is when Elvis Presley started, Johnny Cash, he started into the rock. And I was the black sheep of the family anyway, so I wanted to play the rock music. Al Anderson during this time, and Al still lives in Cisco. He had a show over there in Cisco above the old City Hall jailhouse over there. They had an auditorium up there. Even had a balcony in it. Slim Willett used to come down there a lot of times. He was a big man from Abilene that wrote "Don't Let the Stars Get in Your Eyes."
The fire department had me to do a jamboree for them, and I was emceeing and booking and everything. They just did the tickets at the door. And Roy Thackerson showed up backstage with a little lap acoustic guitar that laid on his lap, and he cut loose with a boogie back there. And man, everybody started gathering around him. And I had an L7. Back then, it was considered an expensive guitar back in '47. An L7 F-hole Gibson with 2 pickups on it and a Fender amp that I'd paid for playing dances. And I always took it to the jamboree because, I don't know why, but musicians would show up and won't own and have to borrow a guitar or an instrument. So I hooked him up on that backstage, and we put him out on the stage with it, and he brought the house down with that boogie.
But anyhow, Al told me, he said, you take that guitar, and and I'm not very old, but I'm old enough to work for a living a little bit. And I said, no, Mama wouldn't let me have that thing because it cost too much money. And he said, you let me worry about Mama.